Neymar's track record is he's one of that guys. The bark is worse than the bite. You know, he comes to the party, but he's never the main attraction.
But defender's name that we can't say.
Oh,
Soyeon
Ching Ching Chong.
True. Yeah. Liverpool winning the league is actually very inspiring for me.
Whoa!
Whoa.
I would not take Mourinho if I was a club.
I think Tottenham is they're exactly where they need to be.
Right now, where did I finish?
Hey,
Are
The
you
league table,
sure?
yes, the table goes that low.
Oh, I've never looked there.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you now, and you can bet your bottom dollar, Arsenal is going to be a force next season.
The trick is to just forget about the camera.
I'm gonna forget about it. I'm gonna just wait to start.
And here we go. Welcome to welcome to another episode of RKG.
No, for 5 minutes is already running.
We have a special guest, Kieran. You can look at the cameras and say hi.
Thank you, everybody.
Kieran, the Arsenal supporter. Did you bring your t-shirt?
Oh yes, indeed. Would you like? So this, guys, I just want to show everybody. Yes, this is the great man.
Was big.
I don't want to even talk about that.
He's not getting into it. We will, but not now. So, let's talk about Liverpool. They won the title.
Do we have to?
How do you feel about it as a Chelsea supporter?
I'm alright with it. Only because my hatred for Liverpool is less than my hatred for United at the moment. So yeah, I was alright with it. It's happened so long, I don't even feel like it's important anymore. It's a hollow victory.
And it happened in the COVID year, which technically, the years doesn't count. So yeah, and as a United supporter,
Okay, we got 30 years of them not winning the title. So we granted to them. Not that we granted to them, they earned it. But we let it. It will be alright. You'll probably hear about it for the next 30 years.
yeah.
But that's also what can we do
I
about
think
it?
it's easier winning the title than retaining the title.
Yeah.
So now the hard work
Now the
starts.
pressure starts.
Yeah.
Okay. And as an Arsenal supporter,
As an Arsenal supporter, Liverpool winning the league is actually very inspiring for me.
Whoa.
Let me-
words.
Let me explain why.
Okay.
Reason being is, I wish or I see Arsenal in the same mold now. Small beginnings or humble beginnings, and with the transformation, with the rebuild of the club, I would like to see them follow the same blueprint, if I can call it that, that Liverpool has followed.
and it's gone on, yeah.
If you look at them, they're not only really very good in the way they play, but they also have established a new brand for themselves. Did you not see that?
Yes.
I wouldn't say they're cocky, but
No, they're cocky.
they know they're good. They know they're good.
But it's true what they say is because I think the mistake of the managers in the past is that they come there and they must play the Liverpool way.
Yeah.
When Klopp came and he had his own way of playing and they allowed him
Yeah.
to play in his way and mold his players in his style. So that's a good point there, Keenan.
Interesting.
I also like the fact that Keenan is humble about Arsenal. Because they're not a small club, they were winning doubles, they're invincibles. It's just that you're so knocked down because you haven't won anything for so long.
Yeah. No, we haven't won, like something big for a long time.
Even not big.
Look at it. It's a good trophy. It's one of the oldest trophies in England, so I think it's a big trophy. Yes, the Premier League is now the one everybody wants, obviously, but yeah, man, as a supporter, you want to win the biggest prizes. Winning the FA Cup feels like you've come second or third or fourth or
Yeah.
But
tenth in our case.
But don't you think in order to get to where Liverpool are right now, that you guys need to start spending. Like Liverpool didn't miraculously get to this
This
one.
guy spent 72 million on Pepe.
Yeah, but it's like one player. And yes, they don't need any more attackers. We all know what Arsenal need.
Okay, why
Is
is
that
that?
a few defenders? A few defenders, maybe a holding midfielder, but defenders.
Yeah. That's kind of the important part. But again, we're drifting to Arsenal. I want to ask about Manchester City and what they didn't do in order to catch Liverpool, because they were dominant the year before. So what happened?
It's hard to call out. They're not a bad team. They're still the same team.
One thing
And
did happen.
anything Man City would have done, Liverpool would probably have still won the title.
Yeah.
Like they had so many points.
If you think about what City lost, his company. That's the only thing they lost.
And Laporte.
Laporte was injured a long time.
Yeah, you're right.
We had Fernandinho playing in the defense, and yeah, the company, the leadership, everything. Because then they relied on David Silva, who was also old and wasn't playing every game. So I don't know.
Any other season that could have been alright, but not with Liverpool in that form.
Yeah, probably true. But then my next question is, do you think that Liverpool would have won the title had every other team played better in terms of to their potential? Do you think Liverpool won the title because they were this good, or do you think they won the title because every other team was that bad?
It's hard to tell.
It's probably a combination because a lot of teams had they been better, Chelsea, Arsenal, United, City, would have all taken points off Liverpool,
Yeah,
which probably none did.
Or of each other.
I think United were the only people, and City now after they won the title, where they lost like 4-0 or something to City. But United were the only one who got a draw. Everyone else lost to them. Even City, the first game. So yeah, like that was my thing. Yes, obviously Liverpool played well and they deserved the title. But my question was everybody else just bad? Especially in this weird year.
Do you remember the beginning of the season? Liverpool weren't playing well, but they were still getting results.
The season began today, last year. The reason I know is I got my Facebook memory thing, which showed me sharing the fixtures for today. And it was a Friday the night, Liverpool played Norwich.
Yes, and
And that game was crazy.
they
also.
won, I think, like 3-2.
Yeah.
I think Pookie scored.
Yes,
Cantwell
yes.
scored.
That's when we thought Norwich were good.
And we thought Liverpool were bad.
Yeah.
You don't put Pookie in the fantasy team.
Yeah.
So,
Pookie was everyone's fan.
Yeah.
so a lot went Liverpool's way, but they just outscored everybody.
Yeah. They deserved it. City deservedly second, but we'll see what they do in the Champions League. And then the third place team, for some weird reason, was United. I don't know how we got there.
Now the third place team was Bruno Fernandes.
But he is United.
Yeah, he just came and saved us. I don't know how that happened.
And it shows how poor the league was that we got 66 points to get third place.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
bad,
my
yeah.
point. That's
Last
my
year,
point.
I think we also had 66 points, or maybe a bit less, and we finished 6th.
Yeah.
Who remembers that? But that's
Every
how
other
poor-
fan remembers that.
Yeah. So we got third place with only 66 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
So we got lucky.
We got lucky. I think that we did well to come through the post-lockdown fixtures the way we did. Bruno Fernandes obviously made a difference. But if you think about it, he made a difference before the lockdown, and then he made a difference after the lockdown. And then I don't want to say it, but Tony Martial, the man has been
Yeah, I
on
can
form.
form. Yeah.
So everyone was making cut of Tony, saying that he 50 million down the drain, all that nonsense. The man has scored 20 goals or something, 22 goals now this season.
He's still
Was that his
scoring.
goal return? 22.
Not in the, I think he scored like
All
18
competitions.
or 17 in the league.
But it's still good.
Yeah. But even Rashford are equal. Oh no, well when he scored in the Europa League now,
On
he
Friday
took,
night.
he took over Rashford by 1, and I think he's on 22 or 21.
So he's still
And Greenwood was on 19.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
No, we've outscored Liverpool's front three by a lot. I think Liverpool have 30 something altogether, and we on 50 odd. So the point is, it's the rest of the team, right? Like it's not our attack. Our attack is on form. We've got the three attacking players. We've got Bruno Fernandes, we've got Pogba back. Matic has rediscovered something from Chelsea days, and he's playing for Faro. Wan-Bissaka, brilliant. Luke Shaw might be our
Underrated.
downfall.
No, I think he's
I like
underrated,
him. I
yeah.
like him, but he's injured a lot, and some people don't. They want,
Well-
they want the new left back.
I wouldn't mind something different. I think what he maybe some more creativity from like,
So like a
the
Digne
future
or-
of left back
Chilwell.
has turned now. Like
It's not a defender anymore.
yes, and you can't have them both. Like we have a very defensive right back.
Yeah.
Mm.
We have probably the best in the world defensively.
Yeah.
So going forward, he isn't that good
Mm.
compared to other fullbacks. So let's complement him with a more attacking left back.
But so
Though we do struggle when Luke Shaw doesn't play.
I was gonna say, you
But
know what?
because
But,
we're playing with a left back who's right-footed when he does it. So we're doing a Dennis Irwin with Brandon Williams because he's
Yeah.
right-footed and he's playing, and he automatically has to cut back every single time. But now the question is, if we've got those guys on the wings in terms of fullbacks, and we've got Maguire and Lindelof or Bailly, whoever partners Maguire at the back, why did we finish third when we have literally the top spot for most amount of clean sheets this year? We beat everybody. Every
No,
league,
but-
everything, we have the most clean sheets in the world.
Prior to because probably have a lot of draws.
Yeah.
Because prior to lockdown, we never had Pogba for a long time. Or at
Rashford
all.
was out injured.
Rashford was out injured. We never had Fernandes, which I don't know why we didn't buy him
Anthony was
last year.
awful.
Well, he was scoring, but not as he's scoring now.
Yeah.
And we had to rely on Pereira, which was alright. And Lingard.
Yeah.
What?
Messi Lingard. Like, he's cut.
He's cut, yes. He must go play for Norwich or fucking.
And dominate.
Yeah, he will be a over Fulham next year.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, but like this is my point, right? Like United finished third and we have the most amount of clean sheets in the season. We've scored, I think only Atalanta and those guys in City and they've scored more goals than us. We've beaten Liverpool in terms of that. Like what's wrong? Why are we only finishing third?
No, because it started too late.
Yeah.
Now you found the right balance in your
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
It hurt me. I'm not gonna lie to you. I watched it, but I saw Matic didn't become a bad player overnight. It was what was around him. You know, and now when you don't have to overcompensate for other people not living up to their potential, then you can play your game.
Yeah.
So now everyone is doing that. They know where they fit into that puzzle.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take this to Chelsea now. That's the problem with Chelsea at the moment.
Oof.
We don't know where we fit in. No one knows
I
what
think-
their role is.
I think finish off United
Yeah.
and then we move to Chelsea. Because I think Chelsea.
that was
That's a bigger. That's a bigger.
Yeah.
it's called a segue.
Yeah.
Okay, so we made some coffee. We have another koesister and we're back. We have our sanitizer in case anybody wants to question us. We were talking about the top three. Maybe we should talk about the fourth spot and how, for some reason, Lampard failed. You know. What happened to Chelsea?
Have a go, guys. Let's hear your opinions first.
Okay, I'll go first. So, Chelsea and Lampard, another surprise package, I must say. For a new manager to come in and in his first season achieve a top four. Yes, he didn't get the top three. He didn't win anything, but let's not take away from the job that is, on hand. One of the most inspiring things I've seen Lampard do this season was Mason Mount. Mason Mount coming from the Championship into the Premier League and doing what he's done. He is a first team regular. That's my piece on Chelsea.
Is Mason Mount Chelsea quality?
I think Mason Mount is
Maybe at the moment. Maybe at the moment he's Chelsea.
You know, I'm cheating now. But there we go. Yeah. Go. Yeah.
Look, I'm not bringing up United again, but I'm gonna, because I think it's relevant to Chelsea. That if you watch a lot of TV, a lot of pundits talking about the mighty Manchester United, man.
Yeah.
And how we used to be with Van Persie, and we all know the history. So a lot of people say, is this good enough for Manchester United? But times has changed. we are not as good as we used to be.
Yeah.
Similar to Chelsea. Chelsea's had much better teams than they are right now. So to answer your question, yes, Mason Mount is good for this Chelsea team. You will never have made an old Chelsea team. And I guess he's young. He could be like one day like a Jesse Lingard. Like he could but he could be like a Jesse Lingard. We could be like a Frank Lampard. It's the same position.
They go either way. They go either way.
Best midfield in the world, right?
So similar to back to what I was saying, Chelsea, their heights were amazing over the past 10, 15 years. Right now, Chelsea is the same place at United where probably rebuilding.
Yeah.
And so right now, he's good enough for Chelsea.
Okay. My turn.
Yeah, have a go.
Chelsea performed adequately. They didn't underperform, they didn't overperform, they didn't do better than what they expected. They are where they should be. They are where they should be, and the reason is that we had Lampard, new manager, coming from the championship. You had a transfer ban. I say this because you had January to buy players, but anyway, you chose not to, and we won't get into that. You lost David Luiz, and you think that's a bad thing. And we can talk about Arsenal and David Luiz, but you lost a leader at the back.
Yeah.
You now have Azpilicueta and Rudiger as your only good defense options. Right? You need someone at the back. Your goalkeeper, for some reason, thinks he's bigger than the club because he didn't want to come off last season with Sarri.
Why are you referencing last season? We're talking about this season now.
And I think that was a misunderstanding.
I don't think so.
I think it was blatant.
Also, injuries to Kante.
Uh-huh.
That was a big thing. And losing Hazard. So I think you did what you were supposed to do.
Okay.
Finish in the top 4, and it is what it is.
So,
Just
did
to add
anybody
that-
put us in the top 4 at the beginning of the season? Nobody did, and you do realize this.
But you finished.
But nobody thought we would. Everybody thought that we had an outside chance of Europa.
Just to add on Gerard, you didn't lose David Luiz. You let David Luiz go. You lost Hazard, but you chose
To sell David Luiz.
Yeah.
So let him go for free. Was it?
Yeah. So no, 8
7
million.
8 million,
Yeah. But the thing is, we couldn't give him the contract extension that he wanted. We have a strict
Can't pay
policy.
as much as Arsenal.
Yeah, and
No. 3 years. We don't do over 1 year.
It's a
for
rule
players
that they
over
have,
30.
this is why they
Yeah.
did Willian, also
Same
going to
reason.
Arsenal, 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
So we don't do it with old players. But look here,
I mean, I would have done it with Lampard.
I don't think Lampard's done what he was supposed to. I think he's overachieved. To your point.
Okay.
I think he's done a lot with a little. We lost
You have 30 seconds.
key players. We lost Eden Hazard, the league's best player, arguably. You know, and it was rebuilding. And what he's done now is he's played these youngsters, and you're right, they're not the caliber of Lampard and Ballack and those midfielders that we had. But we can see that there's hope. He's now shown other people that they can have trust in their youth and they will develop. Because I don't doubt that Mason Mount will become a world-class player.
Whoa!
Like Jesse
Whoa!
Yeah. No.
Okay.
So yeah, Chelsea's in the right space that they need to be. They've given me faith. I can see now where Lampard is going. He didn't buy in January because the youngsters he had, he felt was better than what was on offer. He wasn't going to panic buy. Okay, he's still very careful with the way he selects the players. So yeah, we need a centre back. I disagree with you about Rudiger and Azpilicueta. For me, Kurt Zouma's been the standout defender.
Shots.
Yeah,
I watched him
I like
last
him.
night and he was poor.
He was our best defender last night. I don't know what game you were watching.
The goal.
Yeah, that's one thing. You can't judge him on our
The
game.
goals.
For context, the game they're talking about is the Bayern Munich Chelsea, where Chelsea lost 4-1.
Lewandowski.
Yeah.
Lewandowski scored 2 and assisted 2.
And you know what?
But
And
Zuma was lost.
7-1. But you know what? Can I tell you something? I'm kind of glad we lost.
Because you are, yeah, sure.
No, in hindsight, because at least there's no illusion as to the work that needs to go into this team. Lampard knows he needs to go out, he needs to get better players, he'll go and do it. They're not going to be comfortable and think their places are guaranteed. This has shown him the character of the players that he has. Because he put in Ross Barkley and a couple of players who weren't starters. And they let him down. So he needs to now do some soul searching and figure out who's his best team to go forward with. Because we got already 2 excellent signings and there's going to be more.
But is Chelsea gonna allow Lampard to buy who he wants to buy?
Yes. He's already started.
And why do you think they allow him
And not every other
and
manager.
not every other manager you had? You had Mourinho come back, you had Sarri, you had Conte. Conte wanted Lukaku. Why Lampard? Is it because he's a the prodigal son, you know, the...
I do think he's favored because of it. He was a club legend. He's a humble guy. He's a nice guy. And also...
It sounds like your name person.
Yeah, we're good friends.
Okay.
So, and also, he's got more of a budget to work with. Remember, we are in excess of money now. We haven't even touched hazard money yet. So we got cash to burn. So he's in a better position than the other coaches were.
But he's still only buying attacking players. It's so...
Because
it's so Lampard-like.
He's waiting for the right defenders to become available.
And in your opinion, who is the right?
Unfortunately, that guy from Napoli is too
Kullit.
old. Yeah, I rate him, but he's too old. He doesn't fit into what we're trying to build at Chelsea. So we need to look at a young girl,
John Stones.
like a... No man, I don't rate him, man, I'm sorry.
Well, the rumors are saying that Chelsea's going to buy him for 30 million.
For 30 million, I'll take it. For 30 million.
Is he gonna improve?
For 30 million, he's still 20 million too expensive.
He's better than what we got at the moment, I would think. Because I looked at Christensen last night. Like, that's why I'm saying, you saying Zuma made mistakes. Christensen was terrible last night. Rudiger didn't even make the team.
Oh.
The rest of
But he didn't make the team because Lampard knew he would lose. So why even play him? What's the point?
So why not? It's the last game of the season.
Yeah,
You should
and
touch down.
he's playing against Germans. So it would have been like an emotional thing for him.
No, you're looking too deep into that now.
Well, like I said, me and Lamps, we get along well.
Okay.
We have probably a minute left to discuss Chelsea before we can switch over to Leicester, Tottenham and Wolves and Arsenal. But maybe the last question I
What
would
does
ask,
Chelsea need?
what does Chelsea need? Because you have Ziyech, you have Werner
Yeah.
now.
Assuming they are going to start from like actually hit the runs that they expect.
Oh,
Come on, they're gonna,
Mm.
is he going to start scoring the goals?
I don't want to, like you mentioned this, like, oh, he's coming into a new league, he must acclimatize, all this stuff. I mean, Bruno Fernandes did okay, you know, from the Portuguese league, you know. I mean, Ronaldo came from the same league.
And it took him a while.
Yeah, but that was then.
No.
Now, look how quickly
Look at
people are acclimatizing.
Look at Nicolas
Why
Pepe.
is it?
Why had a tough first season, but we know he's a good player.
Came from the French league, literally the lowest ranked league out of the top 5 leagues. What did you expect to happen?
Look at that. Some
But
people
do they
there
have-
are running, others don't. It depends. You know, there's a lot of outside factors you need to take into account. That's you're uprooting your family, you're coming to a new country. It's not just about playing football.
But Bruno did it.
Yeah.
Because clearly he's a strong-willed character.
It's an arrogance. And that's what you need in those players. Those Werners, those...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's hope-
24 goals and Ziyech, who, for me, I would have taken him. He's very good. I don't think he's going to be able to physically handle the league in his first year because he's so thin. He's very he's stick thin, and for the physicality, I don't know. We'll see. We thought the same with David Silva and Luke.
Also, but Riyad Mahrez, he reminds me of him in his body.
Similar,
exactly,
quite
same
similar.
thing. So yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Greenwood could do it. Similar bold.
Yeah, I mean,
Much younger.
Why are we going back to United every time?
Because we United fans.
Left back. Your thoughts? Is Chilwell worth that money?
no.
But Brits cost more.
Why?
That's how it is.
Okay, so next question. Leicester, what happened? They were third, and then post-lockdown, they ended fifth.
Isn't it typical of Brendan Rodgers?
Yeah.
Typical. He did it with Liverpool all those years ago. And yeah, it just happened.
Yeah.
They also lost, well, did they lose that, what's his defender's name that we can't say?
Oh,
Song Yong
Ching Ching Chong.
Yeah, Song Yong Chu.
I like him.
I like him.
I like him. Yeah.
He is good. He's good.
So they lost him, and then what happened? Because everyone else was fine. I don't think they lost anybody else. Hardly played.
They lost Madison. They
Yeah,
lost
Madison,
5.
yeah.
I think
Madison, yeah.
prior to lockdown.
There was another
6-7 games they lost him.
There was 3 that was gone. Medicine, Young, and someone else.
That other okay also he kind of slowed off.
Tillemans.
Not
Barnes.
Tillemans, Harvey Barnes. Really exciting
Yeah,
at the beginning of the
Ruben
season.
by him.
And his form just kind of fizzled out to the
And
end.
Chilwell was injured.
That's a Chilwell was the other person. Yeah.
So my thing is that if we were talking about a perfect season for Leicester, it would have been third. But the more realistic season is where they ended.
I'm sure if you asked Rodgers at the start of last season,
You'd have taken first.
he would have taken 5th.
With open arms.
Yeah. So
But being so long in 3rd place,
yeah.
now it feels that they failed.
Yeah.
How many points was United behind Leicester? It was
14.
ridiculous. 14, yeah.
And then lockdown happened, and we came back, and we were unbeaten. And they went up.
I think Vardy also stopped scoring that last few games.
Yeah, he was on 22 or 23 for a long time, or 21 or something for a long time, and then the last 1 or 2 games he scored. But yeah, I think they ended where they deserve to end. Tottenham and Mourinho Mojo.
Mourinho celebrating his 6th spot. So,
Don't be like that.
hypocritical. Man.
Considering where they were,
Where were they?
they were close to relegation when he took over.
Yeah, I guess so. but
Just check the log there, please.
And they were from the bottom.
They were in a lower levels on in terms of
11, 12.
like
No, I mean
They-
like 14. It was something
But-
stupid.
I don't know. I would not take Mourinho if I was a club. He offers nothing. What does he do?
Do you know what he does?
Nothing. They wanted to say,
If you give him what he wants,
yeah, but you can't.
he will give
can't-
you trophies.
You can't say that
But
because
Spurs
then,
will never give him what
Exactly.
he wants.
This is
He
why
wants
this
to
is
spend.
Spurs.
He's kind of cocked out there because he knows there's no expectation at Spurs.
yeah.
Or little, not like a big club
Yeah.
would want.
So if you look at when he came back to Chelsea the second time, the first season they won nothing, but he always said it was like a little horse, little horse. And next year we're gonna race, and then he won the bloody title brilliantly. Got Fabregas and those guys, and then he won the title. But like with Tottenham, is it even possible? Is Harry Kane gonna stay at Tottenham, playing for a Mourinho team who is not an attacking force?
If anything, I think Harry Kane is probably the most important part of that team. If he goes, that team goes.
And Daniel Levy, if he's in a cell, he's only in a cell over 150 million.
Yeah.
And I think if any league team buys Harry Kane, not any of the top 6, yeah, they could likely win the league with the amount of goal. If United sign him, I'd say we win the league. Chelsea sign him, okay, he's have Werner, but that's the impact Harry Kane has.
Yeah.
I don't think he would suit Chelsea's style. He will suit United's style.
But I don't think anyone will get Harry Kane.
Those days are gone now. Where United go and buy the biggest players from the rest of the league. Like we bought Berbatov, bought Kane from Tottenham, bought Van Persie from Arsenal.
But we bully them into it
yeah,
because we had more money.
yeah. Well, we always have more money. We will always have more money. The problem is that we're not the same team anymore. My thing for Tottenham is that they performed well based on where they were, but I don't think they should have any other expectations based on like where they stopped. That's it. I think 6th place is okay for them.
But it's still a hypocrite of Mourinho celebrating 6th place. But when he took us to 2nd, then he didn't want to celebrate. For him it was his best achievement ever. But it's still,
So if you got a team that you're trying to motivate, I'm just taking this out of soccer now. I'm not using the word team, but you get where I'm coming. And you haven't got the strongest team and you're trying to push people and motivate them and bring a gears, then you will go on like that because you want to create spirit in the club. So that's what I think he's trying to do. With United, it's expected.
Excuse me.
so to show them next season when they finish 6th, he's going to celebrate again.
I think Tottenham they're exactly where they need to be. This is the first season for them outside of the Champions League.
Long time.
After being there for what now, the past 4 or 5 seasons with Pochettino. And that's what I know Tottenham for. I'm sure that's what you guys know Tottenham for. They are Europa League at best, punching way above their weight.
They're the nearly team.
They're the nearly team, yeah. And I think they're now just falling back into that, that comfortable suit. We are now again the nearly team. That's why they can celebrate a 6th place finish.
Now, what concerns me now is that you said Leicester is where they need to be, Spurs is where they need to be. Now, where's Arsenal?
What a good segue. What a good segue. So yeah, let's talk about Arsenal. They won the FA Cup. But in terms of the league, we got a Peter came in at what? How many games was it before he came in? But he took the
December,
team.
when did he come?
I think around there.
Yeah.
And he took the team to 8th place with Aubameyang, one of the best players in the league. Lacazette, who should be one of the best strikers in the league. Pepe, 72 million. I know you're getting on.
Should be one of the best wingers.
You're getting on to the column because you know Colby's coming now. So, as a Arsenal supporter,
I think he should speak last.
you should speak last. Raji, thoughts? I'm leaving Colby for second last because it's going to be a direct.
I think they're similar to Spurs. They'll probably never want to hear that. They also have probably one of the best players in the league, in Aubameyang, like you mentioned. Similar to Spurs having Harry Kane. And then they have a couple of good attacking players. And then they have below average players around them. I mean defenders. Yes, David Luiz we mentioned earlier with his leadership. But he makes mistakes.
Yeah.
Not often,
Easy
but
enough.
when he makes it, it leads to a goal, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I guess it is a rebuilding for them. Young manager, a relatively young team, a lot of good youngsters. So they are where they deserve to be right now.
Where did they finish?
8th.
8th!
The
Are
league
you
table,
sure?
yes, the table goes that low.
Oh, I've never looked there.
Yeah, I think it's page 2.
No, Chelsea finished 10th one year, eh? But then they won the
Arsenal
Europa League.
finished.
But then he's won the
We
league
won the
next
Europa League
year.
and we won the league the next year.
So the pressure is on.
If you look at it like this, and we only have a minute to talk about it. Arsenal finished 8th with 56 points. 56 points. United finished 3rd with 66, 10 points different. And 5 places different. As a Chelsea supporter and a person who loves Arsenal, I guess.
I do.
Oh yeah. What went wrong? Do you think?
Nobody can understand Arsenal and what goes wrong at Arsenal. Because if I look at them player for player, they don't have bad players. Hector Bellerin is one of the top rated right backs. David Luiz has won trophies for years now. Yeah, now he makes the mistake, but he's still, his record speaks for itself. Kolasinac, I liked him, like a tank. You got for me, that front three of Aubameyang, Lacazette and Pepe should score goals for fun. It's just getting the right combinations in that team that every manager is struggling with. And I'm telling you now, and you can bet your bottom dollar, Arsenal is going to be a force next season.
Whoa!
If they can hold on to those players, they are going to be a force.
But they need to replace the players that you are not mentioning. The ones that still play week in, week out, like Saka. It's time now.
With Ozil.
Okay, Ozil's
Ozil
probably gone.
Ozil is the winger.
What the other centre back?
Sanchez,
What's your other? Mustafi.
Socrates.
Like those players are bringing them. Like they need more reinforcements.
Okay, let me cut it there because we're running out of time. I'm gonna reset the camera now and then we're gonna get
Yeah, let's stop now.
Dean's thoughts and we're gonna get how Colby lost the FA Cup.
We didn't lose the FA Cup.
What did you mean you didn't lose the FA Cup?
If you come,
We gave you FA Cup.
You didn't get
Did you see your goalkeeper? Just have a look at that picture. Huh?
the man was.
How can VAR not do that?
no, but the ball needs to be.
We haven't all spoken about Arsenal. There's a reason for that because we have an Arsenal supporter. year, a man who just won the FA Cup against the man who just lost the FA Cup. So, as an Arsenal supporter, what are you doing right and what are you doing wrong? And then we can talk about that amazing FA Cup game where Kobe lost.
Okay. So with Arsenal, let's go back to 2 years ago now since Wenger left, I think. So yeah, I think we almost bordering 3. Happening to Arsenal is the same thing that happened to United when Sir Alex Ferguson left. When that man left after being in that job for 20 plus years, what's that coach who came in after him?
Emery. Good evening.
Good evening.
No, after Sir Alex Ferguson.
Oh, Moyes.
Oh,
We don't think about
Everyone
it
thought
anymore.
that Moyes was just gonna waltz in and just
business as usual.
and just continue to be business as usual. At Arsenal, one of the things I'd hoped for, and I remember when Wenger now said he was gonna step down, I was holding thumbs that Arteta was going to step in after him. Unfortunately, we had to go through a season and a half of that rubbish Unai Emery. Honestly, in the last 3 years, I think he has just taken Arsenal further back than what he's taken them forward. Because he's just been complete rubbish, to tell you the honest truth. He wasted everybody's time, he wasted his time, he can't even speak English.
He did bring Abba
He did who?
over.
No,
And because of him.
Wenger brought Aubameyang. That was the last
When did he
piece of
come?
business.
Really?
I think they came in January and then Wenger left in
I just want to make one correction quickly. You said that when Alex Ferguson left United, it's a similar thing to when Wenger left Arsenal. But
I know.
that's not the same. But similar to Wenger, you are not.
No, so Arsenal, United won the title. Ferguson left, United did that. Wenger,
was already down here.
Arsenal was doing that. Then Wenger left, and Arsenal just kept doing that.
Yeah.
So, as an analyst, up until the right is what we look for. We look for that graph to go that way.
Yeah.
Arsenal is not going that way. So you were wrong there, but I understand what you're saying about Emery. What was the? I have no idea what his vision is. If you look at Mourinho, it's defensive solidity and playing on the counter attack and doing that. So look at Pep, it's tiki taka. You look at Klopp, it's that high press and like counter attacking football. Whatever. Emery is nothing.
I will tell you what Emery taught the team how to pass the ball back and play yourself into danger. Because when Arteta came in and he took over, that is what he needed to try and work out of these guys. To stop passing the ball back and be brave. Pass the ball to your midfielder who has 1 or 2 around him. Anyway, I'm not going to make a long story even longer. With Arteta, I can see we are
Movement in the right direction.
we are
It's
changing.
a good trend.
We are on the incline, although slow, but we are on the incline. It's not a sharp incline, but it's an incline nonetheless.
But that's what the trophy, winning a trophy does.
Yeah.
Would you have felt that had you not won the FA Cup?
Look, the FA Cup was a bit of a bonus at the end. I didn't expect it based on the players that we have at our disposal. What I was looking at mainly was the kind of football that Arsenal was playing under Arteta. And coming from Wenger, going to Emery, poor, coming now to Arteta's leadership again, there's been I will allow you guys to
An improvement.
fill in the blank. There's been a massive improvement.
There was my only confusion under Arteta. I can't understand why Guendouzi, who was the standout player for me under Emery, doesn't feature under Arteta. Because I always liked him, I don't know.
But maybe he stood out because everyone else was so poor.
Was so poor. Yeah. And he was running all over the show.
And his hair is everywhere, and so you're forced to see him all the time, so he looks better than what he
than what he actually was. And I think that also gave him a bit of a big head when he was actually shit. If you look at the amount of times he actually lost the ball and we conceded goals from that kind of scenarios, it's good that he's out of the team.
I mean, he got his first cap for the French team.
Yeah, he got his first cap.
So I mean, was he that shit?
Look, I'm not gonna say that if you look at the age of the player, he's young and he can definitely become one of the world beaters. But I think now there's also a little bit of an attitude problem, not a thing I want to get into. But in closing, my statement is just really going to be Arsenal is on the way up. I'd like to echo what you were saying. We are going to be a force next season.
Oof.
And we're going to be one of the big players in the league. I'm pretty sure of that.
Okay, so then you beat the Chelsea in the FA Cup, and if we can cut back to this clip, because I'm gonna edit it in. We cut back to that clip. You said Arsenal is no longer
A force.
a big club.
I was confused. I was
Why did you lose
bamboozled.
to a club who are no longer a big club?
I don't know, but if I could choose a club to lose to, it would be Arsenal.
Really?
Yeah, because they generally like the nice guys of football. I don't have any
Do you say something
feelings of malice towards them. They
because
really,
they're not winning as they were in the early 2000s.
let's be honest, yes, we dislike teams that share success. We don't. No one can go out there and say, I don't like Fulham. we with big teams, we were challenging us for trophies, we don't like them.
So it's almost like you have empathy for them. Like,
Yeah, but like
you feel
my
sorry for them.
but I haven't liked Liverpool for my 32 years on this earth, and
Oh, but that's a different
They know what you
Yeah, but you should be born with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as a
Because
United
of-
supporter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, when they won the league, I know we're going back to Liverpool. When they won the league, I wasn't gonna shout out to the world, congratulations, Liverpool.
no one has ever.
Why should we?
No Liverpool fan congratulated me when we won the league.
Yeah, but we won it so many times, you might not remember.
That's also true. Anyway,
Just saying.
what
What went wrong?
for the team who is no longer forced to beat you?
Very controversial refereeing decisions, I have to say.
I don't think
but I don't want to blame it on that.
I don't
At the
think-
end of the day,
But sometimes
we
you-
deserve
yeah,
the
so-
result we got. But let's look at it. There were a couple of controversial decisions. Everyone has called it out. Even Paul Merson, who is an Arsenal man, discussed it. I watched it on ESPN, and he was saying that's like the worst refereeing display he's ever seen. But at the end of the day, you beat us.
That's all it counts.
That's all that counts. Yeah.
Another-
No one's gonna remember that.
The FA Cup could not be a more Arsenal trophy than it is. Like,
Yeah,
you
man.
just expect Arsenal, because they won it now 14 times, you expect Arsenal to always win that trophy. And even if they're having a bad season, they would win that trophy. It just sits with them. It just looks like that it belongs there. And I don't know, like, the way Arsenal played and the way Chelsea played that day, there was only one small club there. I don't want to.
You know that's not true.
Just to echo what you said, on the refereeing decisions, the calls going and Paul Merson. Man, who is Paul Merson? Paul Merson is somebody doing something similar to what we're doing now for money. We're doing it for enjoyment.
Yeah.
However, coming back to the refereeing decisions, let me remind you that you guys took the lead in that game. You were winning it. So you lost that game. You didn't give us the game. Am I correct?
The referee didn't give you the game.
Look, there were a
But
multiple
the same-
things. I don't want to make excuses.
the second yellow card-
Kullit got injured. Aspilicueta got injured. You know,
That
there was a
happens
lot
in
of
football.
It happens. I'm saying. At the
yellow-
end of the day, they were
the yellow card?
contributing
The second yellow with the same
for Kovacic. Yes, they were contributing factors. Yes, at the end of the day, you still deserve the result. But what I'm saying is, I wasn't too disheartened when I saw the result because I just thought everything went against us.
and because Arsenal won it.
And because Arsenal-
Because United would have been angry.
Yeah, they would have been angry.
Or any other
I've been
team.
posting the whole time about the refereeing decisions.
Okay.
Well,
You justify losing a trophy because it's Arsenal. They deserve something. Yeah, I don't think. I just think that Arsenal wanted it more. If you look at the team and the way that they played, and Aubameyang, base player that you guys have signed, a long time. So they wanted it more. They needed it more. Lampard has time. Arteta, we think has time, but Arteta also needs
to prove
to
himself.
prove himself.
Right.
Lampard played with the managed Derby. and now he's finished 4th in the league. He's done an okay job. You know, he didn't have money to spend because you guys had a ban and all that stuff, even though we want to talk about January. So you lost to the best team on the day, but not the best team overall.
Oh, I like that. I like that. That's
Is that
nice.
okay?
That's perfect. That's
Well
perfect.
done, well done.
Also, Pepe decided to have his best game ever for Arsenal against Chelsea. I don't know what happened there, but that's when I looked at him and I thought, there's a player in this guy.
It's probably because you guys don't like to defend, man. So the attacking players are probably you like things to.
He was up against Alonso. I mean, was the effort needs to be a winner there.
Against the left back. You expected. But well done, Arsenal, winning the FA Cup. Yeah, you deserve it, man.
Gerard, just before. No, I must say this. That if they didn't win the FA Cup, Oba would have left.
He might still leave. Who knows?
Nah, I don't think he'll leave now. There's a few
Because it's a tradition
Don't leave
for
now.
Arsenal that they make their best player
Highest paid player.
and the captain. Remember, they didn't make Ozil the captain, they just made him the highest best player. So it's tradition for Arsenal to lose
They
their captain and their best player.
Van Persie.
Van Persie, from Thomas van Malen.
Yeah.
You're right there.
There's a lot of players like
Fabregas.
Yeah. Are we seeing it happen again?
No, but Oba's 31 now. Who's gonna take him?
I'll take him, he scores goals.
Yeah.
Scores a lot of goals.
He's in the.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Cool shot, guys.
Thank you, thank you.
Right, thanks. Koesisters was
Yeah, the Koesisters was good. If you want to tell the people where to get the Koesisters,
Or at Raj.com.
three dormitories.
Freedom Girls, Crawford.
Crawford. There we go. Yeah. Shot, Kian,
Thank you,
for
gentlemen.
joining us.
Thanks for having
It
me.
was interesting. I actually wanted more action from you. I thought there might be a fight. I don't know, like I envisioned more.
London, we love each other's London clubs, man.
But yeah, it was interesting.
Just remember that United's worst enemy is himself.
Anyway. Yeah. Cheers. Cool. Lekker. I will edit and cancel.
Maar wat we ons niet.
Let me check it, I think it was never recorded.
Maar wat we zien we? Yeah. What's the name of that movie we watched on Showmax with the two brothers?